Attorney Chris, thanks for being here. Let's start with the character that we're dealing with here, who's running the proceedings there in Florida. He says they're on purpose, kind of loosey-goosey, some might say, because he's trying to disarm everybody so everybody feels comfortable. Is he, though, just setting himself up for appeal because he's not doing things on the straight and narrow?
That's certainly a danger that we need to be concerned about. I mean, we don't want this to drag on any longer, and in fact, the coroner's already said it can't drag on any longer past Monday. You should be a little bit concerned by the continuing behavior. I'd understand if this is the first time he's been under the media spotlight, but we would assume that his brothers on the bench have talked to him, and I'm just surprised that here we are on day 2 or 3, and the pattern seems to be continuing. You really do increase the opportunity for a party to find that he has made errors of law or errors in allowing or disallowing testimony when you take this tack that he's taken.
Chris, from watching this thing, you get a sense on how he's going to rule, do you think?
I don't think you can read anything from this judge's demeanor. You've already done some stories on what's going on in the background. I think that's just his personality. He's a very outgoing guy. That's the way he chooses to handle his courtroom. If this was a clear-cut legal issue, we would have found that the mother probably already would have taken custody. He is simply taking in all of this evidence, and I think he is giving her a sense that she's getting a fair hearing, she's getting a chance to be heard, she's getting a chance to tell her story. I would not misinterpret any of his statements or any of his sympathies to indicate his leanings. I think in the end, it's going to be a complete surprise for all of us.
And Chris, it sounds like in the Bahamas, when the custody hearing for the baby gets underway tomorrow, what we're hearing anyway from at least one of the lawyers involved in the case, that the hearing itself will be closed to the press, to the public. Also, the files will be sealed, the attorneys will be gagged. So it sounds like a very different experience we'll be having there.
Yeah, and I must say, I'm glad to see that. I think that the circus nature of what's been going on down in Florida is a little bit saddening. Folks are happy to knock on lawyers from time to time, but it is a noble profession. We work hard to be professional, as does our bench. I think in closing that hearing in the Bahamas, they're making the correct decision. They're focusing on the child. They're not going to be concerned about how they're appearing to the media or impressing their clients with some little soundbite. That's the way to go forward, and as I understand it, they're going to be dealing with first the temporary custody issues, and then eventually perhaps the paternity issue itself.
Chris Simon, who is a civil law attorney. Chris, thanks for being here.
Thank you.